All right, now we are tracking the latest developments regarding the war in West Asia and the Gulf region. And in a recent interview, former US Special Forces officer and congressional candidate Joe Kent has pushed back on claims that Iran was on the verge of acquiring a nuclear weapon. Speaking with Tucker Carlson, Kent clearly stated, and I quote here, "No, they weren't. They weren't in June either." He pointed to a long-standing religious ruling, a fatwa, that was issued by the Iranian leadership against the development of nuclear weapons, which has been in place since 2004 and remains publicly available. Kent emphasized that there has been no credible intelligence indicating that this fatwa was being violated or was about to be lifted. He added that Tehran remains acutely aware of regional developments and has deliberately maintained aspects of its nuclear program as a strategic hedge, citing the faith of Libya's Muammar Gaddafi, who gave up his nuclear ambitions only to face regime change and death shortly afterward. Joining us on the broadcast to discuss the developments further is Major General Sudhakar Ji, Senior Geopolitical and Strategic Defense Expert. I thank you so much, General, for speaking to Newsx, for taking out your time. Always a pleasure to have you on board. General, if I can get your observations regarding this development. Obviously, we have been tracking this since he resigned as the counterterrorism chief, and now he started making more statements that collude to the fact that there seems to be no objective basis for the US to attack Iran at this point in time.
Shivani, there is no dispute, there is no doubt in that. And thank you for getting me for your show, and good afternoon to you. There is very little ambiguity or doubt. There was no political objective, no military objective. There was no, in military parlance, it's called a casus belli. There was no causes. There was no threat from Iran against USA. That is what Tulsi Gabbard has actually articulated in words to that effect. May not be verbatim what I am saying. She has conveyed that. Much against much against the response given by Donald Trump. Donald Trump kept on saying that nobody briefed him, nobody gave him the information that Iran could retaliate so intensely, and that too at the military bases in the Middle East. So Donald Trump definitely goes without saying is lying. And he has disregarded the inputs which have been given by his advisors, or he has not paid attention. He has only paid attention to very small group of people, maybe his relations, family relations, or very close to him. And plus he had some prefixed ideas as per the briefing given by Netanyahu. Maybe he was under the impression that 12 days conflict which went on, which took place in June 2025, they would have actually weakened Iran substantially. And he, for one, much against his hesitation, he sanctioned the employment of and carried out the attack against the nuclear installations. And he kept on telling people at that point in time that nothing is left, everything has been actually destroyed and decimated. And now when the enriched nuclear uranium is being talked about, instead of 400 kgs or 408 kgs, now it has turned out to be 460 kgs enriched uranium. Plus Iran continues to retaliate. So under these circumstances, the questions will come up. I for one, I have been making statements often that look back to 1984, look at the New York Times newspaper of 2002, all of them based on investigative journalism, they have been claiming that Iran has got nuclear bomb, but it being a theocratic society, the supreme leader or the spiritual leader, he was anti-nuclear bomb. He said the religion, their spiritual religion did not allow Iran to have any nuclear bomb. And it is, I've been to Iran myself, when you talk to the people, they also convey the same pulse. Iran at no cost could have afforded to have a nuclear bomb. And now the counter-terrorist in charge, the erstwhile in charge or the head of the department making such statements are not new or fresh. They would have from time to time told the same thing to Donald Trump, and it is there in open media. He, unfortunately, he's a man who goes along with his prefixed ideas. Nobody can change his idea. Back to you, Shivani.
Absolutely, General. Some really pertinent points there, but there is some information coming in from the United States. Let me introduce that.